Well, a very good afternoon and welcome from the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. It is time for the Mexico City Grand Prix. We race at this track for the 22nd time in a World Championship Grand Prix. It's 60 years since we first came here in a non-championship race. It's a weekend of celebration wherever you look, and a carnival atmosphere and packed crowds too. 372,000 just under packing into the circuit throughout the weekend, and the name of Checo has been chanted by 372,000 fans, trust me. 2.67 miles this circuit, third shortest on the calendar, and we packed 3 DRS zones into it to give us more chances of overtaking. It's about 0.6 seconds a lap of extra pace. If you've got that DRS, you take your lap distance at full throttle for 68% of the lap, and there's an 811 metre charge down to turn 1. Tyre compounds for this afternoon, it's the C4, the soft, the C3, the medium, and the C2, the hard. Now, Pirelli say it's a 2-stop race. The team say could be a 1-stop race. Mixture of strategies maybe coming up then, and a risk of rain later in the day at about 40%. Here then is the starting grid, and it's Lance Stroll, whose birthday yesterday was spoiled by a 3-place grid penalty, and Kevin Magnussen, who gets a 5-place grid penalty on the back row. The two Williams were the slowest qualifiers, Nicholas Latifi 18th and Alex Albon 17th. Ahead of these comes Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel, setting identical times. Mick did his first, that's why he's ahead. Ahead of those two, the two Alpha Tauris of Yuki Tsunoda, out qualifying his teammate Pierre Gasly for the 8th time this season. And then comes Daniel Ricciardo, who missed out by 5/100ths of a second on Q3, and Joe Guan Yu, his best qualifying since the summer break. Two Alpines line astern, Fernando Alonso into Q3 here for the first time ever, just ahead of his teammate Ocon. Charles Leclerc starts 7th ahead of Lando Norris, who's 8th, and that equals his best start in Mexico City. Valtteri Bottas, his best start since Miami, a great effort to come 6th. Carlos Sainz 5th here for Ferrari, and it's Sergio Perez starting 4th for the second year running in Mexico. Lewis Hamilton equaling his season best, and the two Mercedes in the top 3 for the first time this season. George Russell starts 2nd, and it's Max Verstappen on pole for a 6th time in 2022. Now and away we go. Verstappen gets the better start. Lewis Hamilton already catching his teammate George Russell, who's trying to get that slipstream behind Verstappen. So it's Verstappen from Russell, Hamilton with Perez to his side there. Now Hamilton breaks out from the toe and tries to get down the inside. Verstappen holds them off and into the lead from George Russell. Then comes Lewis Hamilton, being challenged by Sergio Perez, who has to brake hard before he goes into the back of the Mercedes of Russell. Hamilton trying to squeeze his way through into second place, and does so. Verstappen leads from Hamilton, then comes Russell, and then Perez, and behind them Charles Leclerc just behind his teammate Carlos Sainz. Through the next corner we go. Verstappen has got the start that he wanted. Locks up, and they both force each other wide off the track. Gasly steams through and ahead of Lance Stroll, but will he have to give that place? And he's diving down the inside, and they are going to touch, and Tsunoda in the Alpha Tauri rides over the front wheel of Daniel Ricciardo's. Wins the Mexico City Grand Prix, Hamilton 2nd, and for the 2nd year running, Sergio Perez can stand on the podium in his home race. No one really getting close to this man, Max Verstappen, today. He's drenched the dignitaries in the fizzy stuff, and he's been on sparkling form once again. Max Verstappen wins the Mexico City Grand Prix.
Ahead in turn 1, we could look after our tires. Of course, on the soft, it's always a bit more critical in that first stint, but once we put the medium tires on, it seemed very competitive.
Probably didn't have the strategy maybe quite right today, but nonetheless, to be this close, to have 2 seconds back to back, I'm so proud and so grateful to the team. And I think the race pace was generally quite good. It was just we were just offsetting tires most of the time.
It's always nice, to be standing on that such a special podium with in front of the Forosol, but I obviously wanted more. I'm a bit disappointed with the result, to be honest, because I felt that we could have finished second, but unfortunately we had a bad stop, which put us quite far behind, unfortunately.